growing number of prominent Christian leaders in the West are saying that as the church, we are suffering from what they're calling a discipleship crisis. And by this, they mean that they've observed that people are going to church, they're engaged in encountering God in worship, they could quote the preacher's sermon back to you. But when it comes to actually growing more like Jesus, on the whole, lots of people are kind of stuck. And this situation is often summed up by commentators saying that we're suffering from shallow discipleship. And our passion at QP is to be a people who would experience not shallow discipleship, but deep discipleship for the sake of Jesus' mission in the world. That we would be transformed so that the world and our cities and our neighbourhoods are transformed as well. And to go deep in discipleship takes work, it takes being intentional, it takes more than merely doing a course. As followers of Jesus, we are lifelong learners, so our starting point to be unstuck from shallow discipleship so we experience deep, life-changing discipleships, we're going to start what we're calling Queen's Park Baptist Church School of Leadership. There's a great truth that our spiritual maturity can't exceed our emotional maturity. So if we're to grow in Christ-likeness, we need to grow spiritually as well as emotionally. So part one of the school, we're going to look at emotional healthy relationships. Pete and Jerry Scazzaro have for the past 20 years helped people grow in this area. We'll hear from them in a moment, but first, here's Ian.
Hi folks. Becoming mature in Christ requires us to grow spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. So I want to recommend to you the Queen's Park School of Leadership beginning this autumn. It's based on Pete Scazzaro's amazing work on emotionally healthy discipleship, and we'll be using a lot of the tools that he has developed. Please look out for it, carve out some time and be ready to join in. I'm sure you'll find it incredibly beneficial, as we on the leadership have already gone through this and found it really transformational in our lives. So come on, join in.
Have you ever wondered why we recycle the same problems in the church year after year? Broken relationships, unresolved conflicts, inability to speak truth, false peace because we're concerned about being nice. Week after week, we hear sermons about loving better, but nothing changes.
It has been rightly said that 85% of Christians are stuck, stagnant in their spiritual lives. Pete and I were among that number, and he was the lead pastor. We realized not only was the church's discipleship shallow, so was ours.
Over the last 21 years, we have developed the Emotionally Healthy Relationships course to address this massive need. This 8-session video curriculum will teach you practical skills that will radically transform your life.
You'll look at things like your family history, going back 3 to 4 generations, and how it impacts who you are today. You'll also learn things like how to resolve conflicts in a mature way.
Thousands of people all over the world have gone through this course. It is changing lives and entire churches. This course will revolutionize the way you relate to God and the way you relate to people. Join us for a discipleship that actually changes lives.